Hello and good morning, my dear students. I hope you all are safe and healthy. So, I'll be starting with your focus book, chapter number 12, The Speckled Band 1. I want all of you to open your books with me. The chapter starts, it is on page number 101. Before I start with the chapter, I'll give you a little introduction about the writer. It's written by Arthur Conan Doyle, and this writer writes detective stories. And this story basically, which we will be reading, The Speckled Band 1, is a murder mystery. So let's start reading to find out whose murder and how the detective in the story is going to solve it. So please open your chapter number 12 on page number 101 with pencils in your hands. It was early in April in the year 1883 that I woke one morning to find Sherlock Holmes standing fully dressed by the side of my bed. So here you should underline my. Who is this my here? This my is Dr. Watson. Dr. Watson and Sherlock Holmes are very good friends, and right now Sherlock Holmes is at Dr. Watson's house. Right? So the two are together, and Dr. Watson was sleeping actually when Sherlock Holmes came, and he stood by his side of the bed. "Very sorry to wake you up, Watson," said he. "It seems that a young lady has arrived in a considerable state of excitement who insists upon seeing me. She is waiting now in the sitting room." So what Sherlock Holmes told Watson, that a lady is sitting in the waiting room and she is very curious, she is very excited, and she wants to meet me as soon as possible. I rapidly threw on my clothes. Threw on my clothes means I put on my clothes. Dr. Watson got ready and was ready in a few minutes to accompany my friend down to the sitting room. A lady dressed in black and heavily veiled, so V-E-I-L-E-D. V-E-I-L-E-D. What does veiled means? Veiled means when you cover your face with something, basically with a thing like ghungat. So this lady was all dressed up in black and her face was heavily veiled. As you can see in the picture, she has removed her veil, right? As we entered, "Good morning, madam," said Holmes cheerily. Cheerily means he said happily, joyfully. "My name is Sherlock Holmes. This is my intimate friend and associate." What is the meaning of intimate? Intimate means very close friend. So intimate means close. Close friend. Dr. Watson, before whom you can speak as freely as before myself. So Sherlock Holmes introduced Dr. Watson to this lady. "Ha! I'm glad to see that Mr. Hudson has had the good sense to light the fire. Pray draw up to it, and I shall order you a cup of hot coffee, for I observe that you are shivering." So what Sherlock Holmes told the lady, that this is good that Mr. Hudson is the house help, that he had lit on the fire in the fireplace, and you can please get up and come closer to the fire. Sherlock Holmes told that lady, "Please get up from there and come closer to the fire, because I can see you are shivering." Shivering is trembling. "It is not cold which makes me shiver," said the woman in a low voice, changing her seat as requested. "What then?" "It is fear, Mr. Holmes. It is terror." So the lady was trembling not because of cold. She was trembling because she was scared of something. She raised her veil as she spoke, and we could see that she was indeed, please turn the pages, she was indeed in a pitiable state of agitation. So she was in a very pitiable state. What do you mean by pitiable? Pity means daya. So dayaniya sthiti, the lady was in a very pitiable state, and her face was all drawn and grey. Drawn and grey means her face was all like, it was looking tired of running from somebody. With restless, frightened eyes. What is the meaning of restless? Restless means her eyes were not calm. Her eyes were not looking healthy. Her eyes were even tired, with restless, frightened eyes like those of some hunted animal. So the body gestures and her face all drawn and grey, her eyes, everything. When Sherlock Holmes saw the face of the lady, he came to the conclusion that like she is being hunted by somebody, like a hunted animal feels, same way the lady was feeling. "You must not fear," said Holmes soothingly, calmly. "We shall soon set the matters right, I have no doubt. I beg that you will lay before us everything that may help us in forming an opinion upon the matter." So this one request Sherlock Holmes did to the lady, that you have to tell us each and everything from the beginning. Don't hide anything from us. Whatever matter you have brought to us to solve, tell us each and everything from the beginning so that we can solve it properly. And I bet you, like, I'll be able to solve it. So she started her own story. "My name is Helen Stoner." So who is this lady? Helen Stoner. Till now, how many characters do we have? We have Dr. Watson, then we have Sherlock Holmes, then we have this lady, Helen Stoner, and the house help is Mr. Hudson. So now Helen Stoner will start introducing herself to, and she will narrate her story, why she is scared and all, to Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. "My name is Helen Stoner, and I am living with my stepfather, who is the last survivor of one of the oldest Saxon families in England, the Roylotts of Stoke Moran, on the western border of Surrey." So what she said, that I am living with my stepfather, and my stepfather is one of the last Saxon families. What do you mean by SAXON, Saxon families? They are the people, they are actually the migrants. They were originally from Germany, who later settled in Britain. And the surname is Roylotts. So what she says, that my stepfather, I'm living with my stepfather, he is Dr. Roylotts, and the family was at one time among the richest in England. In the last century, however, 4 successive heirs were of a dissolute and wasteful disposition. So what she says, the last 4 heirs of this Roylott family, heirs means to whom the property goes. So these last 4 heirs of this Roylott family, they were just into wasting the money. And now Roylott family was not as rich as earlier. And the family ruin was eventually completed, and the family was completely ruined by the last heir, who completed it by how? By a gambler in the days of the Regency. So like in the days of the Regency, the last heir was into gambling, and whatever was left with the Roylott family, everything was destroyed. So what do you mean by the days of the Regency? The Regency means at that time there was the King of Britain. Okay, he was ruling. He felt very sick, and the prince, his son, king's son, was too small to rule. So king's son, along with his mother, they too sat on the crown to rule the country, to rule. So that was the period of Regency. So during that period, he is just telling you that during that period, this Roylott family was completely destroyed. Nothing was left save a few acres of ground and the 200-year-old house. So the only possessions which this Roylott family was having now is a few acres of land and a 200-year-old house. The last heir's only son, my stepfather, seeing that he must adapt himself to the new conditions, obtained an advance from a relative, which enabled him to take a medical degree, and went out to Calcutta, where he established a large practice. So now his son was the last person, the last hired's only son, right? What he did, Dr. Roylott, who is the stepfather of Helen Stoner, what he did, he took money from some relative, he completed his medical degree, he went to Calcutta, and he set up a very good practice there in Calcutta. So when Dr. Roylott was in India. He married my mother, Mrs. Stoner. Okay. My sister Julia and I were twins. Now, she is revealing that she is not alone. She has a twin sister, Julia. Right? And when Helen and Julia were 2 years old, their mother married Dr. Roylott, and Dr. Roylott became their stepfather. She had a considerable sum of money which she bequeathed to Dr. Roylott with the provision that a certain annual sum should be allowed to each of us in the event of our marriage. Now, Helen's and Julia, both, their mother was having good amount of money, and she had written her will, and in the will it was written that she is giving all her money to Dr. Roylott, means their stepfather. But there was a condition, there was a provision that when Helen will be married, when she will be in the age of marriage, and when she will get married, Dr. Roylott had to give a good amount of money to Helen. And same with Julia. When Julia will get married, Dr. Roylott, the stepfather, he will have to give money to Julia as well at the time of marriage. So shortly after our return to England, my mother died. So their mother died, and now these two sisters and Dr. Roylott were left. Dr. Roylott then abandoned his attempts to establish himself in practice in London and took us to live with him in the old ancestral house at Stoke Moran. So now they abandoned the place where they were living, and Dr. Roylott took these twin sisters to that 200-old-year ancestral house in Stoke Moran. The money which my mother had left was enough for all our wants, and there seemed to be no obstacle to our happiness. But still, like, Dr. Roylott has abandoned his practice and they went back to Stoke Moran. Still, mother had left so much money that their lives would be very easy. But what is the twist here? Let's find out.